let's talk about financial tips for you. How to budget when you only make $22 an hour. So, the first thing I'm going to do is figure out how much I make a year and how much is my monthly take home pay or monthly income. So, if you check up on the screen, you make $22 an hour, 40 hours a week, 52 weeks a year. You make $880 a week or $4,576 a year. Now, your monthly take-home pay is going to be about $3,813 a month, depending on your tax income level or your taxable income. So that will be something you have to figure out on your own. But I make $3,800 a month, and let's work off that budget. And the 50-30-20 rules is 50% goes to essential, 30% goes to fun bucket, and the 20% goes to your financial goal. So let's talk about the first 50%: housing, grocery, utility bills, transportation, and insurance. First thing I have to do is find a place to live. Well, I found one for $711, and that will go into my 50%. Next thing I have to do is figure out my car payment and insurance. Well, my car payment, I'm going to do the average of $523 a month with the insurance of being about $120. So that's $520 plus another $120. That's $640 plus my $711 rent a month. Now the grand total for the place I stay at, my car payment, my insurance payment for a car will come out to be about $1,381, and my monthly expense ratio for this is under 50%. So let's see how much I have left over. So I make $3,800 a month minus $1,900, because that's the 50% I'm gonna use for my household expense. That leaves me about $520. Now let's take away our electric gas bill off of this, and that should be roughly about $150, $200. I'm gonna go with $150, leave you about $370 for groceries. Yeah, that's kind of low, but I'm only a single guy living off of $22 an hour. That's enough for me. Now, don't forget we have the 30% and 20 percentile. And let's go into the 30 percentile. That's my fun bucket: entertainment, shopping, dining out, and Christmas gift. This is where I put that money at, and hobbies. So how much is that for a month? So on my wants section, it leaves me with $11,400. And that's for me going out to eat. That's for me saving for Christmas. And this is for vacation. And what I like to use this section for is $500 off of this to go in a Roth IRA, because that's what I want to use the money on for my future. Some people put this in a savings, but I want to put in my wants. So what does this leave me with? It leaves me about with $640, and I'm going to take away $400 for vacation trips a year, so I can have $4,800 a year to go on vacation. And that'll leave me with $240 to go out to eat and to spend on whatever I want. That's plenty of money. Buy Pokemon cards, whatever. $240 for that. Now we go back to the chart and do 20%. This is for your financial goals, for your retirement, and I'm already going to put 10% in that. And for long-term savings, for my debt consolidation, I'll use my other 10%. And that's how I would budget. And I would do it automatically from my savings account or from my paycheck automatically. But that's exactly how I would budget my $22 an hour. Yes, you might get overtime. I don't include that. And here's some tips for your budgeting. If you get overtime or anything like that, do not include it and use it for what you want in the future, like investment or saving for a down payment for a house.